formal complaint with my office a few weeks ago, alleging that the city improperly disposed of wastewater on private property, and they're in violation of numerous health codes and guidelines, as well as state law. We've consulted with ADEQ, the Arkansas Department of Environmental Quality, examined their findings, and today I've decided to send Mayor Black, as the mayor of Bethel Heights, a letter basically outlining for her the problems that exist, and encouraging her to work with ADEQ to solve this problem, and informing her that if not, any city official responsible for the ongoing problem that exists right now is in violation of Arkansas law and faces criminal prosecution if nothing is done.
Now, my understanding was it last Thursday or Friday, they had a deadline to get information back to ADEQ explaining what they were doing about the problem. Did that not happen?
I believe that there's been some communication with ADEQ, but at this point the information I have is that no concrete steps have actually been implemented as directed by ADEQ. My role here is not to run the city of Bethel Heights. I'm not an environmental activist or environmental lawyer, but the professionals at ADEQ are. And so I think what's incumbent now on the city of Bethel Heights is to work with ADEQ and implement the directives that they're given to get this right. Now, I can't force the city of Bethel Heights or any other city to run their city in a certain way. My job as prosecuting attorney is to enforce the law. And based on the information I have now, with the understanding that everyone is innocent until proven guilty, but based on the information I have now, it's my belief that a criminal case could be brought if nothing else is done. And so hopefully today is a step in the direction of encouraging an effective resolution of this problem. And just to know that this is being worked on, and there are concrete, achievable steps that are taken to remedy this situation and ensure that the government is complying with the law.
Is there a time frame that they must act or something?
Right. So by our letter today, I've encouraged them to come up with a specific plan of how to deal with this within 30 days. And as part of that plan, I think it's important, as they've been directed by ADEQ, to come up with a cleanup solution that can be implemented within 90 days. So I think it's important now for the city of Bethel Heights to work with ADEQ to come up with some specific steps that they can take. This is a serious problem. Not only does it create an environmental hazard to animals, to humans, to property, to crops, to things like that. When something like this occurs and you deprive a private property owner essentially of the value of their property because you render it worthless, if something like this happens, it constitutes an unconstitutional taking. And that can't be done. And so my hope here is not to look back and lay blame, but is hopefully to encourage folks to look forward in order to avoid the consequences that will inevitably result from inaction.